So I'll take the liberty to open the meeting on behalf of our Sergeant at Arms. Everyone, welcome to 1077th meeting of, excuse me, can we have silence, please? 1077th meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. We thank you all for making it here. And today's meeting also promises to be a rich feast of learning and joy, hopefully. And one thing is for sure, it will be long. So brace yourself. And some ground rules: we volunteer not to talk about sex, religion, and politics. And we draw a line where somebody aims to cause controversy or bring down any person or individual or class of individuals. We stay silent while others are speaking. We only speak when it's our turn to speak. We try to avoid crosstalk on the Zoom chat as well as in person, and frequently we violate that, but let's try not to violate that today. And yeah, so with that, everybody, please put your hands together for our president, distinguished Toastmaster Sir Farhan Fasih.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, and welcome, fellow Toastmasters. Do we have any guests, non-Toastmasters or Toastmasters from other clubs at Beach Treasury?
Yes, sir. If you allow me, I can invite them.
Yes, sure.
One by one. First,
yes, go ahead.
First is someone I won't call a guest. He's our part, Toastmaster Augustine Gill. He's our area director. So if you can come and introduce yourself on the stage.
Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, my name is Augustine. Today, I'm feeling elated to be present over here because I have come to learn a lot. Whenever I came to know about Karachi Toastmasters, it's a feather in the cap of Toastmasters District 122. And today, I have with the single objective, let us cut, copy, paste how their success is coming. So this was my short introduction.
We have Sir, Mr. Qasim. Sir, could you come on the stage and introduce yourself? Sorry for the virus. Yeah, sure. So I'll take the liberty to open the meeting on behalf.
Assalamu alaikum to all. I am a businessman and I am only graduated, no more education, but I will try. My name is Qasim Akhtar. I am now in editorial board of Saudagar magazine, our community magazine. This is Jamiyat Punjabi Saudagaran. For this month, I am editor. They rotate it. I will try my best to listen. I am a good listener. Inshallah, you will find me good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Madam Hira, please come on the stage, and after that, you.
Do we have another guest?
Yes, we have one after that.
Okay.
To everyone who's present at Zoom meeting and to everyone in person. My name is Hira. I'm actually a fresh graduate. I graduated in civil engineering, but I did my graduation in Malaysia and I recently moved back to Pakistan. So I actually networked in Zenith Toastmaster, and Sir Augustine really encouraged me to join today because he said that's going to be way, way better. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I hope that we all have a great time here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. What's your name? Please come on the stage.
Yes.
Hi everyone, this is Amjad Ali. Actually, I've been associated with textile industry for last 20 years. And my largest or my biggest fear is of public speaking. So one of my friends suggested to join Toastmaster to cater that fear. So here I am. Let's see how things go on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's all for the guests.
Thank you. Welcome guests, especially our area director, Qasim, Hira, and Amjad Ali. Glad that you could join us. Our area director mentioned that he wants to see what KTC is all about, and then do a
Excuse me, Mr. President.
cut paste. A few weeks ago, I posted on the Facebook page of one of the local districts that Karachi Toastmasters Club had achieved 6 out of 10 Distinguished Club Program goals. And someone commented, "Hey, how do you do it?" Now, I'm getting ready to post once again. This time, it's going to state that KTC or Karachi Toastmasters Club has attained or achieved 9 out of 10 goals, and the 10th goal cannot be recorded until the second round of club officer training. And I'm sure some people will want to know, how can a club achieve 9 out of 10 goals in less than 4 months of a new Toastmasters year? I have some thoughts about it, and I thought I'll post that with the posting about the 9 goals. Club meetings are of high quality. The agenda is prepared or distributed in advance of the start of the meeting. There is no limit on number of speakers. Everyone wanting to speak is placed on the agenda, which makes the meetings long. And I'm sure some clubs, many of the clubs limit the number of speakers, or they don't want to have long meetings. It has some very dedicated officers and members. And DT and Talha, I'm going to ask you now, can you add some other items? What makes Karachi Toastmaster Club so successful? And the reason I ask is, I went to the Toastmasters website and checked the DCP status of many clubs in various districts. Many clubs have achieved 0, 1, or 2 goals so far. Many clubs have not added a single new member so far. That's about in almost 4 months. What makes KTC unique? That 9 goals have already been achieved.
Sir,
at the same time, the club is at charter strength, 20 plus members.
Yes, sir, thank you so much. As you mentioned, the main thing that we have is that we don't say no to any speaker, whether they're KTC members or not. And within our members, we never place the cap on the number of speakers, and that automatically engages the members more, because when you're among speeches, you're more dedicated and more attached to the club. Secondly, there's an intangible factor which very few people know about, at this stage at least, but our founder, DTM Dr. Sleem, his unique spirit, he was one of the most generous people that I've ever met. And I only had the privilege of knowing him briefly, but I could see his generosity. At his funeral, after the funeral prayer, the Imam Sahib spent 20 minutes at least speaking about his generosity. And that has nothing to do with Toastmasters. That was a generosity outside of life in Toastmasters. It is that spirit. He was always humble. He was always on the executive committee, but in a very minor role. He never interfered during meetings. And his presence was so palpable and so tangible that we were all in constant awe of him. He was constantly encouraging to everyone. And he trained an army of people, at least a few people. So people like DTM Samir and Toastmaster Imran, even DTM Zad and DTM Rashid. Many of those stalwarts are not uh, in this meeting today, but their blood, sweat, and tears is in the very foundation of this club. And I believe that when you have a blessed personality like DTM Salim founding the club, his spirit lives on in the blessings that we continue to receive. As Toastmaster Augustine mentioned that we are one of the clubs where members walk in themselves, become members. We don't have to spend a lot of effort in public relationing. And I trace that solely to the miracle that was the presence of DTM Dr. Salim.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments, DTM Talha. I agree. And not only the club is successful, it is consistently successful. KTC became a distinguished club in 2004. Since then, the club has been distinguished or select distinguished or president distinguished. And for the past 6 years, the club has been president's distinguished, which means the club has achieved 9 or 10 goals every year and has at least 20 members. And next year, 2024, the club will be president's distinguished for the 7th consecutive. And I agree with you. One of the things that people love about KTC is the speakers. There are 3 to 11 speakers on the agenda, and people come as guests or people join Toastmasters to give speeches, listen to others give diverse speeches. Many clubs don't put too many speakers on the agenda. And if someone does not show up, they don't bother to ask someone to fill in the spot. They'll just say, oh, let's have a long table topic session. And if you continue to have a long table topic session week after week, soon the club will start dying and frizzle out. So it is a pleasure and an honor to be associated with a club like KTC. And now I think our Toastmaster is available at Beach Luxury, Toastmaster of the meeting.
Yes, but sir, I seek your permissions for 2 things. One is that we have another very special guest. If they can come on the stage and introduce themselves, waits up. And
Sure.
Secondly, I will seek your permission to make a few very brief announcements.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, sir, please introduce yourself. Yeah, just introduce yourself. Like,
Fellow Toastmasters, this is Nazir Ahmed Waid, one of the founders of this club. In fact, myself, late Amanullah Jamani, and Advocate Hassan Ali. 3 of us put the foundation of Toastmasters in Pakistan. And I'm so happy to see that this is functioning even after 28 years. I congratulate you for continuing the effort. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir.
Thank you,
How
sir.
far-
Appreciate it.
So I'll just take a minute or 2 to make some announcements. And so first of all, truly honored, sir, with your presence. How fortunate and how serendipitous that DTM Sarfraz asked what makes KTC special. And we have one reason sitting right there.
Wow.
And Dr. Salim was mentioned, but there were several people that laid the foundation of this club. And it's absolutely an honor to have you back here. A few announcements. First, brief results of the last meeting, the 1076th meeting. Best speaker was Toastmaster Latif. Best table topics went to myself. Best evaluator, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Best Big Four, DTM Irfan Faruqi. And best facilitator again went to myself because I had more stage time thanks to the grammarian. And the second announcement is that KTC members just launched 3 clubs simultaneously in Karachi. There are 3 corporate clubs hosted by a software house called Contour. And this will be, if I'm correct, and I might be wrong, out of the 47 or odd clubs that we have in entire district, about 20 or 22 have some involvement from Karachi Toastmasters Club. Either they were founded or co-founded by KTC members. And Karachi Toastmasters Club is the oldest surviving club. First club in Pakistan was formed in Faisalabad in 90s, but it is not there today. And the second oldest surviving club is also was a spin-off of KTC, Express Toastmasters Club. And then, of course, we all know the story that today we stand at 47 or 48 clubs. And the third announcement is that we plan to have our table topics and evaluation contests on November 5th. This will be a Sunday morning, because as DTM Surprise asked me that what makes KTC unique, one of the unique things about KTC is that we have too many speakers to waste regular meetings on contests. We hold our contests on Sundays, and usually those are Sunday mornings. So everyone, please gear up. All the paid members, you're eligible to participate in evaluation and table topics contest. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, dear Nutalla. And at this time, it is my honor to introduce to you our Toastmaster for today's meeting, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. He is the, I guess, current Tall Tales champion of KTC, a dedicated Toastmaster and a very good friend. Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Thank you, DTM Surprise. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you here. And it's almost kind of a full house. So very well done on everyone. Today's theme is sights, sounds, and scents of autumn. Did I say autumn? With what we have been through the day, with blazing sun, we can be forgiven that the autumn will never come. The winter in Karachi will never come. But as bad times precedes good times, as hardships precedes prosperity, autumn will precede summer, winter will precede summer. And we have faith in nature, we have hope in nature. It's not like a Pakistani cricket team. That will never function. So winter will come, hold tight. And you can just get the hint in the morning. If you are early risers, you feel that chill in the morning, don't you? Before sun comes gunning down on us. The peanuts hawkers are out there on the streets. You can see that. The chicken corn soup guys, hawkers are coming on the streets as well. We can just see just around the corner. So hold tight, it will come. And autumn, what does autumn bring? One thing it does bring is that hint of love in the air. Those leaves on the ground, although we don't see that side in Karachi as much as probably perhaps in Western countries, I guess in Malaysia and other, that in around autumn time, you literally are walking on the leaves on the ground. And that mist in the evening, wonderful. But we literally have love in the air in Karachi as well. The wedding season kicks off in earnest, doesn't it? Between October and February, you get wedding every week. So I guess that's the sign of love as well for us. Well, today's meeting, I'm just going to quickly go through how the meeting is structured, the Toastmasters, especially for the benefit of guests. There are 3 sessions to any Toastmaster general meeting. The first is a prepared speech session, where the speakers who have prepared their speeches based on their pathways, effectively syllabus, they come and present their speech here. The second session, once the prepared speech session is over, is table topic. A table topic master will come and put a question to any speaker at random, and they will have 2 minutes to answer. Really, really good session. If you're lucky enough to be called, take that opportunity. Don't hesitate, just come on the stage. There's no right or wrong answer, as the table topic master will explain. The last session is the general evaluation session, where the speakers who have done their prepared speech, they will be evaluated by the evaluators. So it's kind of a feedback, really, really useful learning session that is. Now, no Toastmaster meeting will be complete without the facilitators, without the role holders. They help kind of grasp the meeting and report their findings at the end of the meeting. So the first role holder, although I will not call the role holder on the stage, I will just quickly explain their role, but they will be presenting their report at the end of the meeting. The first role holder is our Toastmaster Fiza Aziz. She has the role of grammarian and word master. So she'll be noting down our good use of the grammar and hopefully not so bad use of the grammar. She's also our word master, and I believe the word of the day is poetic justice. Yes. And that is kind of a karma. What does that mean?
I think this just means doing like getting the justice before like thing is not here.
It's like you pay for what you saw or something, right? It's like karma. It just
Get revenge before the revenge. That is right. But you were planning to get the revenge, but you got the revenge ultimately. That is.
So it was taken without your involvement.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's hope we use it. And we use it. Our next role holder is Toastmaster Iqbal. He will be just okay, sir. I will just quickly explain the role, but you will present your findings at the end of the meeting, just so that we can get ahead of the meeting. Toastmaster Iqbal will be noting down the timing. So each speech, each table topic have the set time, and he will be noting down the timing. Our counter is Megwar Balaram, so we'll be noting down our homes but anything that we use to fill the gap in the meeting. So be careful because he'll be noting you down. The next one is vote counter, DTM Tala, very self-expressive role, explanatory role as in the vote counter. Listener is is she online? Do we have a listener online?
No, actually, he just let us know that she won't be able to do that role.
Okay. Any volunteers from this
listener?
person? Anyone want to take listener role here? You will basically just. Sorry,
Vase has volunteered.
All right. Thank you, Vase. All right. That's the role holders. The one role holder that is left, and I see the person walking in who has this role, is the Toastmaster Rafat for Joke Master role. Right? Are you ready? Are you ready, ma'am?
Once upon a time, when I was in hostel, in class 9th, I was suffering ill, and I intend to visit to the doctor. I took gate pass to the warden with my friend. Suddenly, the electricity gone, and my friend told me that please purchase Aspapol husk for me. I told him this, that yes, I'll bring it. But I forgot that I told her that please write it down on a chit. She wrote on a chit Aspapol husk. When we were at gate, the guard was very surprised to saw the chit, because instead of gate pass, it was mentioned Aspapol husk. But we didn't give any reply because we didn't realize what is the actual story. On the next day, in the morning, my friend told me that, could you bring Aspapol husk for me? Then I realized that yesterday, the guard who was looking surprisingly to us, the actual story was we laughed very much. Mm.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rafat. All right, let's get our prepared speech session underway. And our first speaker is in the room. Thankfully, he's in the room. Toastmaster Majid will be evaluated by Toastmaster Wasit. I'm just going to quickly note down the details of Toastmaster Majid. He's doing it from his effective coaching pathway, level 3. The project name is Using Descriptive Language. And the title of his speech is The Process of Meditation. The process of meditation. Mediation. Okay, the process of mediation.
Yeah, just give me a second.
The process of mediation. Toastmaster Majid. Thank you.
Just give me a second. Let me finish something. Yeah. You can see the timer. Toastmaster Iqbal.
Time 5 to 7 minutes?
Yes. Okay, so I'm just explaining background. Yeah. Okay. Clear. Blur. Okay. Yeah.
Because of the board.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a minute.
So this could be removed. So we start.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. A, I'll see you in the court. Okay. This is a term which we often listen whenever there is a dispute taking place between two parties. But what exactly happens in the court, we all know. Our judicial system, our legal system is a sort of which runs at a pace where if a dispute starts, if a dispute is taken to the court, then it takes more than years when the dispute actually gets a final result. So this is something which takes place not only in Pakistan, but in other parts of the world as well. So to address this matter, in the world, there is an alternate. What that alternate is, it's actually called ADR, Alternate Dispute Resolution. What exactly do we do in ADR? Why do we need it? And why is it necessary in this meeting for every Toastmaster to listen about it and learn about it? The main reason is that we all know that I will take you to the court, but there is another way we can get our disputes resolved. So lately in 2018, there was an amendment in our Civil Procedure Code. A clause was added in CPC, which was 89A, through which the courts were given permission, based on which the judges, what they have the permission of, they can actually route the case firstly towards the mediation centers. So now the traditional civil procedure court system is actually very long. One of my very fast friend, he received a call from his father, the father who is
a sitting SP, Superintendent Police. His father rang him and he told that, my son, we have finally won the case. So once the call was over, I asked him that, okay, what was that call? I mean, disputed. How long exactly did that case take to, get the final resolution? So he told that it took 40 years finally to get the case resolved. And who, was facing these 40 years time period? The sitting SP of Pakistan, police directly. So if a policeman can face a situation like such, then we traditional normal Pakistanis will have to bear, a little more longer time period. So one way we can all have the solution, and one way we can all have the same process done in a little accelerated manner is through the process of mediation. What is this process of mediation? So whenever there is a dispute now between brothers, between friends, between companies, if you are an employee, you get to have a dispute with your company, or wherever you are. If you get to have a dispute, you need not to take that company or friend or whoever to the court. What you can do is you can actually start the mediation process. What exactly mediation is? Mediation, like I said, that's relatively a new concept in Pakistan, but it's gradually getting familiar. People are now getting to know about it because of the traditional flow processing of the normal traditional court system. Mediation is a voluntary and confidential process. Where a neutral third party, the mediator, helps the parties in a dispute reach a mutually acceptable solution. So like in the beginning, I said that mediation was started because of that amendment in CPC, Civil Procedure Code. 89A was added, and Order 10, Rule 1A in 2002 was added, to which now this process is now legitimate. And I have little less time, so I will be speaking in a little accelerated manner. So can you have this slide? Yeah, thank you. So why should we opt for mediation instead of traditional civil procedure system? The advantages I have just put down from here. It is fair and neutral. Unlike the traditional court system where we do not know exactly how the judge is going to be deciding the case. Because many times the judges have their own moods. Many times our lawyers are running the case in a manner which we as a client would not like a lawyer to run the case in that manner. But the advantage of having the same case done, having the same case run through the process of mediation is that the process is going to be fair and neutral. Parties have an equal say in the process and they decide the settlement terms, not the mediator. Unlike the traditional CPC system where the judges are deciding the case, here what is happening, that my time is running out, here what is happening in the process of mediation, that instead of the judge, the mediator who will be sitting there, he will only be facilitating and the parties themselves will be actually deciding the case. There will be a discussion between party A and party B. The mediator, what the mediator will do, mediator will only ask smart questions. Mediator will only ask smart questions so that the parties could eventually lead to a situation where they can actually find the final solution and ultimate solution for the dispute. Now, likewise, unlike traditional courts where the court systems are run and there are like a lot of people sitting in the lobbies, when we get the same process done through mediation, so the system is actually totally private. There's going to be a private room where the party A and party B will be sitting and there's going to be a mediator. So the process is going to be very, very private. There is not going to be any intrusion by any third party in the process. Process actually, like I said, unlike traditional system, the process is going to be very fast. It is going to be private. So the main role of the mediator is that mediator will, only guide and drive and ask the smart questions so that the process could get resolved very quickly and very easily. So, like it is actually important for all of us to, instead of choosing the process of traditional court systems, let's start using the facility which we all have through the amendments in the legal systems, which is of availability to use mediation process. We can actually go to the court. We can actually ask the judge that we would like to have a mediator appointed. The judge has this right. You can actually request the judge, and the judge is going to appoint one mediator for you. That mediator is going to facilitate the whole process. So that way, the same dispute which is going to be taking 40 years, So that 40 years can be actually converted into total 24 hours or 48 hours. In the same case, you need to get resolved. So this way you can have your long dispute done and resolved in a private setting in a quick manner. So with this, I hand over the charge.
Thank you, Toastmaster Majid, for that informative session. I hope there is a subscription and loyalty discount with that mediation, because my wife and I will be there every day.
Or maybe Majid has started new business of mediation.
Then I will be your first customer.
It should be a discount for all Toastmasters.
All right, our next speaker, I guess is DTM Sir Sarfraz, right? Okay. Well, our next speaker is a very seasoned Toastmaster, in fact, a DTM, is DTM Sir Sarfraz Nazir. Is he an evaluator?
No,
No.
it's an educational session.
Okay, so it's an educational session, even better. Setting your Toastmaster goals. Setting your Toastmaster goals, DTM Sir Sarfraz. Over to you, sir.
So just give me a second. Can you see the Karachi Toastmasters Club window? That will be the timing window.
You're the timer.
For online, I can. That's great. Just give me a second. Yes. So can you see the timing window?
The Karachi Toastmasters Club.
Yes, yes, yes. Is that visible?
Yeah, I see the Karachi Toastmasters Club right now is blank.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. That's how you know it's working.
Okay, thank you.
And
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Each year, Toastmasters International sets goals for districts, divisions, and areas to achieve in order to become distinguished or to be successful. For example, for an area in any district to be distinguished, the area director must complete at least 75% of the area club visits 2 times during the year, and at least 50% of the clubs within that area should end the year as a distinguished club. For those who wish to become distinguished Toastmasters, there are requirements, and one can set them as goals to achieve if the person wants to be distinguished Toastmaster. But only about 1% of Toastmasters become DTMs or distinguished Toastmasters. So what about the 99%? Who sets goals for them? Toastmasters International states that this is a self-paced program. In other words, each member has to decide how fast or how slow they want to progress through the program. I have noticed over the past few years, some Toastmasters set up a wish or a goal, but there is no action plan. For example, in August, someone told me that they have completed first level of the pathway, and they wish to complete the pathway in 4 months. So that would be by end of this year. So in order to complete level 2, 3, 4, and 5, that's about 10 speeches. So if you want to complete 4 levels or 10 speeches in 4 months, that's an average of 2.5 speeches. You must be giving 2 or 3 speeches every month. But this person has given maybe 2 speeches in 2 months. That's 1 speech per month. At that rate, the 10 speeches will be given in 10 months, not 4 months. So Toastmasters have an option, either to set a goal, say, I want to achieve X by the end of next year, in 10 months, 20 months, or they can say, I want to start here, give 1 speech a month, 2 speeches per month, and see where I end up. Why is it important to set goals? Because we join Toastmasters to give speeches and become better communicators, improve our speaking abilities. I have never seen someone walk into a Toastmasters meeting and say, hey, I don't care about my speaking skills. I just have some extra money and I thought I'll just come and give it to Toastmasters. No. So if we are not giving speeches, then we are not improving. Here's an example. I was a member of a local Toastmaster club. The club had 21 members. The VP Education put out the list of role players for the following 7 weeks. 21 members, each meeting had 3 speakers. That means 7 meetings had 21 speaking slots. So each member was placed on the agenda 1 out of 7 meetings. That means each person had the option of giving 1 speech per 7 weeks. This means that 10 speeches will take 70 weeks, more than a year. To give about 32 speeches for 2 pathways, that's almost about 4 years. And if you give 1 speech in 5 months, and this is an example from another club, this club has 4 speaking slots each month. It meets during lunchtime, though their time is limited. There are 20 members, that means it'll take 5 months for each person to give 1 speech or 2 speeches in 10 months. And during holidays, there won't be any meeting. That means you're giving 2 speeches per year. 2 speeches per year? That means in order to give 32 speeches to complete 2 pathways, how long it's going to take? So that's why it's important to set a goal. So either you say that I want to give 1 speech per month and then stay at that pace, or you say that I want to complete 1 pathway, about 16 speeches. In 16 months, it'll be 1 speech per month. In 8 months, it'll be 2 speeches per month. And then you have to make sure you do that. The good thing about KTC is there is no limit of number of speakers at each meeting. So you can give a speech every week if you want to, every other week, once a month, once in 2 months. But if you decide you want to move at a fast pace and you want to give 10 speeches per month, this means you'll be able to give 4 speeches in KTC. 6 speeches have to come somewhere else, which means you have to contact other clubs and ask them if they need a guest speaker. So people have a wishy-washy. Hey, I want to be a DTM in 2 years. But then there's no action plan. You're not going to become a DTM in 2 years if you're not giving speeches on a regular basis to get 32 speeches in within those 2 years, along with being a club officer, club district officer, club sponsor, or a club mentor. And the reason I bring up the goals is we're coming to the end of 2023. Many of us will mentally or will take a piece of paper and write down our goals for 2024. We set personal goals. I want to lose 10 pounds weight. I want to exercise more. A person who smokes might say, I want to quit smoking. We set professional goals. Many times our employer sets goals for us. But most of us fail to set our Toastmasters goals to ensure that we succeed within the Toastmasters program. So fellow Toastmasters, as 2023 comes to an end, take some time. Think about what do you want to achieve in your Toastmasters journey? Where do you want to end up? And then find a path to get there, slowly but surely. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Just a second. Toastmaster. Okay, so we can invite Toastmaster Mohammed Iqbal, and I'll share his evaluation sheet with DDM and Fanfar.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, DTM Sarfraz, for that informative session. Please do tell us which two clubs that you were talking about so that we know which club not to join. Otherwise, it will take us years to complete one pathway. Okay, our next speaker is Toastmaster Iqbal, who will be evaluated by DTM Irfan Faruqi. DTM Irfan Faruqi, DTM Tala is just sharing his evaluation sheet with you. This is for his level 3 from presentation mastery.
Yes.
And the project name is Connect with the Audience. The title of the speech is Resonance. Resonance, Toastmaster Iqbal.
Just a minute, let me do the timing.
Sadhu, Sayu, Sayu Bhaya, Sayu Bhaya. In this excellent meeting, how many knows Tina Sani?
She's my favorite.
One more singer is My Bhagi.
Yes.
How many know My Bhagi? My.
Yeah.
In Sindhi poetry, poets usually explain nature. I point out two singers. This song theme is song which is Khadi Neem Ke Niche.
Yes.
If you listen with the sound of My Bhagi, because she was native of India, and the picture of when the first rain falls on desert, the life begins with the flow of water. Extremely fine Tina Sani song says, but the beauty of sound comes with My Bhagi, which is a native of Sin, which is actually excellent, and the resonance comes in the mind. The feelings comes when we are in third desert and the rain falls and the same things begin. In Karachi, I usually visit seaside, and for my neutralizing myself, the when the sound of waves comes, I feel the same resonance as I feel the sound of my body is the same resonance, because resonance is the vibration which comes in my mind, in my feelings, and I feel that if we feel the actual theme of the natural things, we are one a laugh story is when I visit in late night and put on the sea view and carefully listen the sound waves of the uh, waves. Two policemen come and try to smell me like dog. What are they saying? Okay, they try to me, what are you doing? Because I am in beautiful and in team. I don't want to talk to him, but then he told me, then you go with us in police station. I go there and meet with SHO. He then what are you doing again? I explain him and move with taking tea. And this is done in time, because the nature, the beauty of nature is come with how we feel the time is complete. No. Okay. Many things are come with this, and is resonance give us very many things, because if we connect with nature, we are trying to normalize ourselves. Many things, it is very essential in this speedy life and fatigue of many hectic jobs, which try to choose nature, try to come and try to neutralize them. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Iqbal. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Megwar Balaram. His evaluator is Toastmaster Imran Rana. He's doing a project from Presentation Mastery, Level 3, Understanding Vocal Variety. The title of his speech is Gender Bias to Gender Equality. Toastmaster Megwar Balaram, Gender Bias to Gender Equality.
Dr. Megwar, you can see the timer. Yeah.
Children are always blessing to their parents. As after their marriage, every couple desires have a child. When baby arrives at home, the parent celebrates the joyful moment incredibly. Then do you know, we parents dedicate our entire life to their children, just providing the quality of the education, the health, and trying to fulfill the all desire of children. For the children, only parents are the true friends who selflessly and unconditionally providing all support at every turn of life. Hello, dear Toastmaster and distinguished guests. Good evening. Today, I just want to share my memorable moment of life. When I was 7 years old, My father took me to the neighborhood invitations. When we reached there, we saw that many people gathered there. They were celebrating the events. Saw the cookies, saw the variety of the sweet soparis, and delicious lunch. Really, it was the first time being a child. I really enjoy a lot. But I was unknown about that event. But in final, last, I collected the cookies, candies, and filled my both packet. You know. Then when we back to the home, I asked a few questions from my father. First question was, I asked that, father, if there had been a wedding ceremony, father said no. Then again I said, then if there had been a festival, okay, he said no. I was surprised. Then I asked, so for what purpose that event was celebrated? Then he explained me that, do you know Mr. Viso, who had a blessed baby boy after having 5 girls? I said, oh, yes. It means just baby arrived, it is harm. He said, yes. Then do you know, there things, cookies and candies stick in my mind. I began searching that type of the occasion where someone had a new baby boy and I could be the first to wish them and get the benefit of the cookies and variety of the sweets. After 2 months, and my uncle, he has blessed a second baby. As I knew that good news, I quickly went to my uncle home and I wished the congratulations. First, I wished to my uncle, then my auntie, then those who were present there in the event. But no one has response. I really so confused. I was looking here and there, but no one responds. I was standing 2 minutes there, and finally I was confused and sat down about 2 to 3 minutes. Then, as I saw, all were disappeared from me, and all burst into laughter. I was again confused. Then quickly my mother came there and whispered me, do you know your father had blessed a God's naughty boy? Why you are offering the congratulations? Then he said, so what? I loudly said, so what? She said, you know, we don't traditionally offer the congratulations when the girls arrive at our home. I really again confused. Then said, why? I want to the reasons. But my mother angry took me away. About 2 to 3 meters, she tried to explain me that we are not celebrating the girl's birthday like we are celebrating the birth of the child or boys. Really, I was disappointed. And when I went away and then time passed, when I got married, my strong desire was I had a baby girl as my first child. Thanks God. God blessed me with baby girl. And then, I was so excited and I was so happy. And really, at that time, that this unusual tradition bothered me. And I called to our neighborhood and announced that I wanted to celebrate the birth of my daughters. I reject the old tradition. Then I celebrated my daughter's birthday even more full happiness, full excitement than the birthday of the boys. Few old people criticized at my decision, but young generation motivate and encourage me. And it was the first step I took in Tharpaka. Really, now mostly people are enjoying and they're celebrating their birthday of boys and girls. So really, it is our responsibility, it is a collective responsibility to fight against the old tradition and to work forward and to ensure the equality, justice for the both, regardless of the gender. Or to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Megwar Balaram, for that lovely, lovely speech. I guess these days you can convince them that by just showing the performance of Pakistan cricket team in women's section and Pakistan cricket team of boys, they wouldn't mind having a girl.
Yes.
Right, we will take a break from prepared speech session and we will invite our table topic master, Rafat Mubin, to conduct a table topic session, and then we will come to prepared speech session. Thank you.
What's your good name? Yeah.
Yeah. Word of the day reminds me. Poetic justice.
Poetic justice.
Poetic justice.
Event or return. That's already in extreme, so we can-
My first topic is in autumn, old, damaged, rough leaves falling down. In autumn, old, damaged, rough leaves fallen down. For this, I invite Toastmaster Maria Hari. Toastmaster Maria Hari.
Yes, she's online.
Word of the day.
Yes, I am
Word
here,
of the day
and that is
is-
a surprise that, okay, just hold on. Yes, please repeat the topic.
Yeah, you're not surprised at all, right? So
Word of the day is poetic justice. Please may use during speech.
And what is the topic?
After in autumn, old, damaged, rough leaves fallen down.
Okay. In autumn, old, damaged leaves are falling down.
yes,
Rough leaves fallen down.
Rough leaves in itself is something that represents some going of life's important events, maybe. It means when autumn leaves fall down, it's a message to the world that they have played their part and now is the time to depart. Yes, people, this is Toastmaster Maria Harim. And I at times feel that like autumn leaves, there are things, aspects in my life that have been, that is coming to an end. But as I see the autumn going and as the spring comes a few after winter, autumn, it's winter, and after that, it's a spring. So I think to myself that autumn is a journey, it's a message that tomorrow is going to come. There will be winters when I'll feel cold, but there would be spring when things would be better and much more powerful. So yes, autumn leaves fell down. But the thing is that it also tells us that in a few moments, or even in near future, there would be winter, and then the time will be mine. It will be spring. Thank you very much.
And next topic is variation is the law of nature. Variation is the law of nature, for which I would like to invite Toastmaster Ahmed Jafi. Variation is the law of nature.
Ahmed Javed.
Ahmed Javed, sorry. Variation is the law of nature.
Word of the day.
Word of the day is poetic justice. Please may use during the speech.
Toastmaster Ahmed, can you see the Karachi Toastmasters Club window that will be used for the timing? Sorry, we can't hear you. No, we can't. No. Can you try changing your setting or something? We can't hear you.
What if we ask him to re-log in again in the meantime we can call?
Yeah. Let's let him check the setup. No, actually, he's not audible. So he's checking the sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry for this technical glitch.
But we can't see you though.
Yeah, I just switched it off just to see if the bandwidth is the issue. So here
Okay,
I am
now,
with my messy hair. Okay, can I have the
less
topic
messier,
again, please?
less messy than mine. So
Okay.
yeah, those table topics master, can you please explain the topic?
Repeat the topic once again.
The topic is variation is the law of nature. Variation is the law of nature, and the word of the day is poetic justice. Please may use during speech.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master, and good evening, Toastmasters. The topic relates very close to my heart, and I always believe in the power of nature. When I see my life journey starting from childhood to where I am today, I saw a lot of variations. And I believe all these variations were governed by the nature itself. Nature supports us when you're doing good things in life, and nature does not support us at times when we are not at the best what we should be. So I had the same life experiences. I started off, wanted to be a speaker, did my first speech when I was in grade 3. And then I veered off and got into very technical field of engineering. And from engineering field, I had the chance, which I got on, which nature was giving me, that there are opportunities out there where I can use my inner desires to catch on the changes which are happening around me. So I found people who were in Toastmasters and giving speeches, and I joined onto that platform. Then I took another break, and that was a nature, again, a variation from nature for me. And I rode that ride as well. And I took a long break from Toastmasters for 5 years. So if I look back into my journey of Toastmasters, I do see that the nature which plays, which keeps on changing, which provides us variations, give us the spice of life. And I had those good moments and bad moments due to this variation in the nature, and that's the beauty of life. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Yes, you are 101% right that nature always gives life to us and gives spice to our life. My next topic is just like autumn, we old, sick, and young ones replaced us. Just like autumn, we old and sick, young ones replace us. For this, I invite Toastmaster Qasim. Thank you. आपको परेशानी
Beginning of life is nature. If you love nature, you see many things. At 72, I feel to take catharsis that is related to music. Without poetry, it is incomplete. But you have to, I am 72 as I can go ahead easily, but starting from teen age to working age, you must have first working job done, then catharsis starts. No lethargic. I think that life goes on with nature. You may love someone too much, hate someone, that goes on with life. Your life is not so easy, but not difficult. If you are away with catharsis, you may have some paranoia in your thinking. Better to have better life. Thank you.
Yes, you are right that life is always, especially the up and down of life always gives and always inspire us. My next topic is, for me, life is an autumn. For me, life is an autumn. For this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Hira.
Yeah, you,
Life is awesome.
for me, life is awesome.
Good evening, everyone again. My name is Hira. So to begin, for me, life is like an autumn. Actually, it has a very deeper meaning because I'm the particular kind of person who really does love life. I absolutely love living and enjoying every single aspect that is there attached to my life. So for instance, when I was in high school, I absolutely loved studying. I was a very nerdy kind of person. So yeah, and some people would say I was teacher's pet, but not quite. I did have quite a lot of lecturers who became my mentor, and they started guiding me. And they made me fall in love with so many various aspects attached to it. Like they made me reach deep down to my potential, which was not quite visible if I was to look at myself in the mirror myself. Because there are certain people in your life that would really tell you what you're actually capable of. Because we are surrounded by a lot of negative energies as well, and we give into a lot of negative self-talk. So I feel that you need to love life in order to move forward in a very positive manner. So Eventually, as I landed A levels in my college, it was the same process again and again. And once when I attended my university, there were lots of aspects that really dragged me down. There were lots of negative energy that really dragged me down. But eventually, along the way, because of the help of people, I fell in love with all these various aspects attached to life. So my message to everyone would be to enjoy your life in every way possible. And everything that is attached to your life, be it relationship, be it your studies, be it your job, even if you're retired, even if you're not doing anything, do it with a full heart so that you'd be contented with whatever it is that you do. So, thank you.
Dr. Saleh is also here.
Dr. Saleh.
He may be called after in the end of the film about this experience.
My next topic is and damaged old leaf replaced by healthy young ones. Young leaves and damaged old leaves replaced by healthy young leaves. For this, I would like to invite Dr. Swali.
Yes.
Dr. Swali.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Saliha, and it is very kind of Mr. Augustine to actually call me Dr. Four and the doctor myself. The topic is damaged old leaves replaced
By young new ones.
are replaced by young and new ones. How we okay, so I think I'll need a minute to actually think of what I need to think. This is the first and most important thing that I always struggle with, which is the reason why I'm here, by the way.
Time is already started, so no need to worry.
I won't speak a lot anyway. Okay, so how we see that, like, the tabletop master, if I'm not wrong, just mentioned, if Naveen just mentioned, that ups and downs of life are actually the thing which let us know that with everything bad happening in our lives, or with every stress, or with anything which is not happening as per our plan, is actually, I believe, a redirection. I personally believe that if there is something which doesn't work as per your plan, it is actually a redirection from God himself, that you are on a better plan. Sometimes it hurts, it's painful, yes. But once you're over, once you're over it and you are actually in the next phase of your life, it is only then that you realize that it was there for redirection. It was there to, bring you into better and more spring season of your life, I would say.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr. Saleh. Dr. Saleh, when you are here, it means that you have courage to face the people. And when you have courage to face the people, you win them.
Yes.
My next topic is, for me, life is also an autumn. For me, life is also an autumn. For this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Augustine.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for giving me such a nice topic. I'm also 59 years old, and now my hairs have become salt and pepper. So just like that, I feel myself that I'm approaching to the autumn. And it tells us whenever there is an autumn, the spring will, after winter, there will be a spring also. But we are so blessed that Pakistan is a country where we can feel the 4 seasons, which many countries don't have it. Similarly, in the life, if autumn is there, so ultimately you have achieved the goals and you are going to reach to some destination. Similarly, now I'm enjoying my retired life. With the help of my friends, I'm trying to make it as enjoyable as it is and struggling that what comes next, I should be prepared for that. Thank you very much.
We have had time. We can call one more because we are ahead of time.
Which one?
The person, sir, what's your name, sir? Amjad Ali. Amjad Saab, would you like to attempt the table topic? Yes, he's a guest.
What a guest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Toastmaster Augustine, beauty of life is to taste the taste of salt and pepper. My next topic is autumn is a sign of hope. Autumn is a sign of hope. For this, I would like to invite Toastmaster guest Amjad Ali.
Hi, everyone. My topic is autumn is a sign of hope. You know, we have been 80s generation. So we have seen black and white television, from black and white television to colored LCD. We have seen dialed telephone to touch screen mobiles. So life is basically a continuous process of improvement. So whenever we face any sad moment or the bitter part of life, it always gives you a chance to improve yourself, to change your conditions. And it gives you a sign that you need to, there is a hope that it will be improved and changed and move on the better way. So whenever you go through a autumn season in your life, you will always realize that after autumn, there is also comes a season that is called spring. So life always turns you towards positivity, and you have the better chance to improve yourself, better yourself. And so autumn is always a sign of hope.
Yes, there is a hope of improvement for everyone, and it is up to us that how we use positivity. With this, I would like to complete the talk. I would like to Toastmaster of the evening. I would like to invite
Thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master, Dr. Nubi. We will be floating the vote for table topic speaker. Please vote for your favorite speaker.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, coming back to our prepared speech section, our next speaker is Toastmaster Wasim. He will be evaluated by myself. He is doing the project from his pathway engaging humor, level 3, project 2. The purpose of his speech is for TM Wasim to determine his style of humor and apply to a speech that centers around a central message. The title of his speech is Independence, a Myth. Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, Independence, a Myth. Over to you, sir.
Toastmaster Wase, can you see the KTC window?
No, not yet.
Okay, I've raised the hand. Can you see it now?
Okay, I can see.
Yeah, okay, so that's the timing window.
If it is reading, if it is black box, no sugar, no. It is. Application level features. Noting them.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. You. No.
I get it.
Can I begin?
They just, they will come back.
Yes,
Yes,
you can start.
yes, you can start.
Okay.
You can start, Toastmaster Wase.
It was 8:30 a.m. My sound is echoing. It's coming back.
Are you connected with two devices?
No,
No,
your
no.
sound is, it is okay, but speak a little louder. Otherwise, it's okay.
Or maybe Zoom presents it.
Yeah, whatever now. Yeah, we can hear you, right?
You're not equal to us.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Just speak a little louder though.
I can close. Okay. It was 8:30 a.m. in the morning. I was sleeping. As I put my feet towards the left and my hand moved in the most unconscious way, I hit something bony. And a loud crowd crying voice came from beside me. I opened my eyes and I almost shrieked. It was my 5-month-old nephew who was sleeping beside me. And I then realized that it was my first day as a babysitter, and I have started my day by slapping him in my sleep. What a great way to start with a new job description. I picked him up and started shaking him so that he must just calm down. But no good. I then changed the strategy. I raised him up to my shoulder and tucked him and started patting him. But no pardon from the prince. Then I improvised and started singing a lullaby. Thankfully, presidential pardon was granted. Just then there was time for my mother's breakfast. So I had to rush to the kitchen and prepare the breakfast. When I was stirring the egg and pouring it in the frying pan, I again heard a loud crying voice. I rushed to my nephew. I picked him up, tucked him to the shoulder, and again started singing lullaby. But this tactic didn't work. He might be hungry. So I prepared the feeder and into his mouth. But didn't work. So then I went for an expert opinion. I went for my mother and asked her what could be the reason. And she said, check his diaper. And when I checked his diaper, there was the reason of his fever. Now I had to wash. Look, I know people at Beach Luxury Hotel might having their biscuits and tea, so I won't go into the description of the experience. But when I liberated him from his diaper stage, he saluted me with the fountain of something you know what.
I took him to the washroom and watched it. And just then, question started popping in my mind. What am I doing? Where am I? Was this the reason I came to this planet? When I was done with my introspection and cleaning, came back to Earth, I then realized there was a soul burning on the frying pan of the kitchen of the chicken. I rushed to the kitchen and there was burned. So it meant I had to redo it all again. Then I prepared the breakfast and then I went into my mother's room. And just as I entered the room, there was a loud crying voice. And now I was going through the checklist. Okay, I had not slept in this time. He has not excreted. Yes, he can be hungry. So I again took the reader and into the and thankfully after which he slept. My mother, who was on the other side of the room but was looking at all of this, started laughing at me. And so did I join her. And our laughter filled the room. Then our laughter turned into a silence. And then that silence turned into sorrow. Because it was my turn to do her chores now. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, we have been fed lies that we must be independent. But the question is, independent of what? Independent of people around us? No matter how fulfilled you feel right now in your adulthood, where you feel your strength, you have money, you have everything. But eventually, you are going to get dependent on someone. If not by wealth, then for your health. You can either be a narcissistic, a self-deluded person into himself and face the nature's consequences, or embrace the reality and learn to grow together and move ahead. Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Fahim, you are not audible.
Unmute.
Restart.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wase. What you missed was I was just saying that I could learn a few things from you now that I'm a 2 weeks old father. Right, our next speaker is DTM Irfan Farooqi, who will be evaluated by DTM Talha. He's doing a project from his pathway, Engaging Humor. It's a level 3, project 1, engaging your audience with humor. The title of DTM Irfan Farooqi's speech is This is Live. This is Live, DTM Irfan Farooqi. Over to you, sir.
Sir, you're muted, sir. Yes. Sir, still not audible, sir.
Can you hear me?
Your voice is too low, actually. This is exactly what I'm. Again. Sir, still very low voice. Can you check your setting or something? you removed your headphones, earphones. Previously, we could hear you very faintly, but now. So maybe you can change the sound source on Zoom. Okay, now we can hear you, but very faintly.
Am I audible now?
Oh, yeah, perfectly. Okay.
Perfect.
Can you see the Karachi Toastmasters Club window for the timing?
No, previously I can see my own window. Previously I was spotlighted.
Okay, you are spotlighted. Okay, let me spotlight that as well.
If it's possible, please spotlight. Yes. Yes, it is now.
All right.
Not. I can't hear you because your voice is low, so I'm starting my speech now.
All right, I can understand your situation. Sure, you can go ahead.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, life is such a span that does not stop for anybody. And when you have lived a life, it is better you stop for a moment, turn around, look back, and see your own life. Since my path is humorous, I don't want to be very serious. Let me reflect a few things from my past life. Fellow Toastmasters, when we are young, we are taught a few things. Today, what I'm going to do is trying to reflect on my past learnings or a few things that I was taught by my parents when I was young. I just want to look back on 2 or 3 things that were told to me by my parents. First lesson that I was told by my parents was never tell a lie. Always speak the truth. I remember when I was a young boy, my father used to tell me a few stories about truth. And then in the school life, I also observed one story that a boy cut the tree, and the story name of the story was Who Cut the Tree? And it was a boy who cut the tree, and honestly, he accepted to father, and father said, no problem, you are a good speak, you're not a liar, you told the truth, so nothing wrong. Now, what happened in my early childhood life? My fellow Toastmasters, what happened one day that there was a 3-phase connection, electricity connection. One phase was not coming. Next day was Eid, Bakra Eid. And because of no electricity, freezer was not working. And those 1 or 2 Bakras of Eid, they had to go into the freezer, but there was no electricity on that phase. I thought, why should I not consider myself as an engineer, as an expert? You know what I did? I went to the main switch where there was an electric meter, and I tried to find out which phase is not working. And then I brought a wire, connected it on one spot, and I thought if I connect it to the other spot, the electricity will flow from here to there, and the phase will become operative. You know, now we understand in NLP also that we are told to assume some appreciations to do something good. I did the same thing. I said, okay,
I closed my eyes and I said, oh, the whole family is appreciating me. Wow, Fan, what have you done? You have done a marvelous job. Electricity is restored. Imagine it in, and then what I did, plugged one wire here and the other wire there. I'm sure you understand what would have happened. Boom! There was a fire. The meter burned down. The two phases that were coming, they were also gone. And after that, my father came out and he asked, what happened? And I was very honest because being truthful is the important most lesson of the life. I told him what happened. I told him I was trying to fix the phase that is not coming. I cannot tell you, my friends, what happened with me. All those lessons which were taught to me in my childhood were forgotten. That's the truth. Now, another lesson that I was told in my childhood life, honesty is the best policy. I went to the electric department, WAPDA, superintendent office. I saw a very decent, educated man sitting over there. I went to him and I requested, somehow, I did not tell him what happened because I had learned my lesson of being truthful. So now I said, somehow there was a spark in the meter and connectivity is gone. We need a replacement of a meter. He said, yes, I understand. So tomorrow is starting Eid holidays. So after 3 days, we'll send somebody at your home and then that person will evaluate what to do. With that evaluation, it will take a few days and we'll replace your electric connection. We'll restore your electric connection. And then I said, what should we do for the next 4 or 5 days? Tomorrow is Eid, and all the 2 bakras that have to go into freezer, how will they go into the freezer? And he smiled and he said, can't do anything. Tomorrow is a holiday. So I came out of his office thinking what to do, how to tackle the situation. And then suddenly a lineman came to me and said, I have heard what has happened. If you're ready to spend some money, your problem can be solved. Honesty is the best policy. I said, no bribery. That's very bad. Turned my face, went again into the room, tried my level best. You can understand what was the ultimate result. Honesty is the best policy. I had to spend some unofficial money. The lineman came, connected the wire directly to the house and said, we'll restore your connection after 3 or 4 days. Enjoy the electricity. Sorry. Another lesson that I have learned was, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब जो खेलोगे कूदोगे तो होगे खराब. To be successful in life, you have to get education. And if you play, you will be the loser. Some of the good cricketers who were my class fellows did not complete the education. They earn millions of rupees and I earn thousands of rupees. Gentlemen, this is life. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
You are again on mute.
Yes, because there's only one type of every time.
Why don't you make me the tech? All right, our next speaker is Toastmaster Fiza Aziz, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Marjit. She's doing a project from Pathway Presentation Mark 3. It's a level 2 project. Effective body language. The title of her project is Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, Toastmaster Fizazi, over to you.
Now I have become death and the destroyer of the worlds. This was the most famous line of a very famous scientist spoken after the bombing of Japan in 1945. Ladies and gentlemen, today I will talk about Robert J. Oppenheimer and his contributions towards atomic bombing. Robert J. Oppenheimer was born in 24 April 1902 in New York. He was most curious and most astute student. He persuaded his creativity towards sciences, physics, arts, and cultures. But it was physics that took him to the heights where we remember him now. He was the one who produced, who created the quantum theory about nuclear weapons. He was the one that we all know what we are dealing with is the nuclear weapon and bombs. I'm not talking about politics here, but I'm going to talk about the character and the complexity of this man. Oppenheimer was commissioned by US government to produce a bomb called Little Boy. And that bomb was detonated in Japan, 1945, in twin cities of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, killing almost the entire nation. The consequences he faced were moral and ethics. His morality came in questions, and he started questioning, what is he doing? The complexity came, and he got into the darker side of the nuclear weapons. While he was in Harvard University, he persuaded quantum theory and nuclear weapons, and he developed what quantum physics actually is, which was very new at that time. He went to German university where he persuaded doctoral studies, and from there, he studied the nuclearity and the quantity of uranium. And then he went on in 1945 to build a team of scientists, of engineers, of mathematicians, and with them he collaborated the bomb, which we now know, that destroyed and produced the World War II. After the bombing, he came into the morality. His words to the President of the United States was, "There is blood in my hands," when he asked him to make another bomb. Although Mr. Oppenheimer didn't persuade his scientific nuclearity after the bomb, but he did contributed his acts. He contributed in research at Atomic Research Academy in United America's Energy Atomic Commission, where he actually regulated the control of atomic energies. His license was taken away from the US government, and he was named as a traitor because he refused to make more bombs for them. That was a very bad history for America. After that, he was heavily scrutinized. His license was taken away, but he persuaded his studies in different universities. He gave lectures, and his contribution gave lot. We cannot deny his contribution in atomic energy. It's because of him we now know what nuclear weapons actually are. Mr. Oppenheimer had given us a lot to think about. His character is complex. We can't judge him as a hero. We can't judge him as a villain. But what we can judge his contributions towards the physics we have. We can judge him what he has given us to think about. Because whenever we are trying with innovation and creativity, we must be very careful of the consequences and the poetic justice we are going to. Mr. Oppenheimer has given us a lot to think about for the current situation that we are facing in and the situation we will face afterwards. We have to think what is really going on and try to see that if it's right or wrong. And of course, he is a brilliant scientist. He's a brilliant scientist to be discovered. He's a brilliant scientist. He was a good family man also. He gave a lot to his family, but his family also suffered. He can't shake off the feeling what he has done to those poor Japanese people, and he himself was actually in a lot of guilt. And when there's a lot of guilt, a person nearly dies every moment. You can't live with the guilt. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Mr. Oppenheimer's biography. In my few words, I can't do justice, but what can I do is to make you see that even the most villainous people have the most heroic hearts. A lot of people are doing things just because their people, their organizations, their countries, their governments are telling them. It's not in their hearts, because hearts are different. Hearts are often seen as amazing. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pizza. Such a moving speech. All right, our next speaker is DTM Talha. Your evaluator is it?
Toastmaster Kareem.
Okay, our next speaker is DTM Talha. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Kareem, who is online. He's doing a project from his Pathway Dynamic Leadership. It's a level 3 project. Inspire your audience. The title of DTM Talha's speech is The Notebook in the Toilet. DTM Talha, The Notebook in the Toilet.
Good evening, everyone at the KTC. It's my honor to do evaluation for an inspiring speaker who will be inspiring us more today by his inspiring speech, because his topic is inspire your audience. So DTM, your purpose of your project is to inspire us, which you already did. The timer, it is 5 to 7 minutes. It's level 3 of dynamic leadership. Over to you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you so much for setting the expectation so high. During my articleship with Ferguson about 22 years ago, we used to go out for lunch quite often. And we had a few favorite haunts. One of them is United Restaurant, just off IIT Road. Many of you would be familiar with that. They had a lot of good dishes, or maybe they just tasted good to our hungry palates. The idea of being with colleagues and friends, away from the audit firm, away from the clients, perhaps that added layers of taste to what was otherwise pretty ordinary food. They used to have quite a few specialties, and one of them used to be a huge barbecue platter, chicken tikka. But the item that I liked the most was a huge samosa, which cost only 5 rupees. And it was enough to feed a hungry 23-year-old young man. The best deal you could ever get. One of our colleagues is a gentleman named Manoj. He used to be quite tall and quite healthy, healthier than even me. And he was famous for his appetite. So whenever Manoj was lunching with us, this is how his order went. Okay, I'll have one samosa And I'll share a BBQ platter with you, but I'll eat most of it, okay? And maybe add a club sandwich. And of course, I don't like naan, so bring parathas. And the waiter would ask, okay, sir, would you like a drink? Which one? And he would say, Diet Pepsi. Fast forward to today. A few weeks ago, I checked into a 5-star hotel in Islamabad, perhaps the highest rated hotel in Islamabad. Gleaming courtyards, shining lobby, energy efficient LEDs everywhere, and environmentally conscious notices strewn about. Don't litter, care about the environment, save water. I entered my room. Such a pleasant experience. It was filled with natural light from the windows. And the electric lights were not only hard to find, they were hard to turn on because the buttons were placed on a console that was all but invisible. The LED television was already on and it said, "Welcome, Mr. Talha Muhammad." Impressive. And what does one do when one enters the fancy hotel room? The first thing, check out the restroom. I opened the restroom and it was another palace. Huge mirror, all sorts of towels of various shapes and sizes. And for the life of me, I've always failed to understand why hotels put so many towels in toilets. And on the tap, another notice, save water. Please be careful, water is a precious resource. All right, press it. And then I spotted something. While checking out the actual toilet, there was something very curious on the wall. A notebook with a pen. And I wondered how many dead skin cells from how many thousands of people this notebook would be carrying. And more disgustingly, what a cornucopia of fecal matter would have landed on this notebook in all its years while it is in this shelf, because I am very confident no one ever picks a notebook while on the toilet. We are not Einsteins that we would suddenly get paradigm shifting ideas and we'd feel the urge to note them down. We are not sickos. We are not that disgusting. We have cell phones for that. And then I started noticing something else. Cardboard boxes everywhere. 2 different set of toiletries, shaving kit, dental kit, bathing kit, and another kit that I won't name. 2 different sets, all individually packaged in cardboard. And then inside that cardboard, they were packaged in plastic. After doing my business and completely ignoring the notebook, I came back to the room. And I decided to rest a little. I approached the bed, and there was another of those little cute notices. Please consider whether you really want us to change the room every day. Save the environment. Because washing consumes so much water and detergent and electricity, etc., etc., etc. And on the towels, do you really want us to replace the towels? Please think about it. Meanwhile, cardboard boxes and plastic strewn all about. So just like my friend Manoj, perhaps we are wasting our lives in meaningless symbolic gestures to score highly on ESG scoring lists, while totally ignoring what is really hurting our environment. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Talha. You mentioned ₹5 for the samosas, a big samosa.
Yeah.
With the inflation that we have now, they won't even show us the picture, I guess. And another thing you mentioned is funny, is that I can go through whole day and not a single idea will come into my mind. But as soon as I enter into a toilet, as if the Einstein's spirit lives in my toilet. And I've started actually deliberately carrying the notebook. So it's funny you said that. Why do you need a notebook in the toilet? Okay, that brings the prepared speech session to an end. We have also done the table topic session. I think we'll be floating the vote very shortly. So please do vote for your favorite speaker.
Mr. Timer, have all the. Yeah. Okay, I'm floating the vote. Everyone, please vote for this and also for the table topics, please.
Right. So as I said, that concludes the prepared speech session. This will now bring us to a very exciting session, and that is general evaluation. And this is to be performed by DTM Sarfaraz, right?
Yeah.
Okay. DTM Sarfaraz will be doing the general evaluation session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Great session, great speeches. We now come to the third and final segment or section of our meeting, the evaluation, during which the evaluators provide feedback to our speakers. And our table topics evaluator will provide feedback to the table topic speakers, and we will also hear reports from our facilitators. Toastmaster Fahim Razak, I noticed you are wearing a watch. Can you tell us what time the watch is showing right now?
8:45 p.m., sir. 8:45.
Toastmaster Fahim Razak?
8:45, sir. 8:45 p.m. 45 minutes past 8, sir.
45 past. I'm looking at the agenda. It says general evaluation 2050. That's 8:50.
Yes.
PM. Is that correct? DTM Talha?
Yes, sir, that is indeed correct.
Today is
The reason I'm mentioning it is because I don't want to mention the time when I give my general evaluation about the meeting. We are on time. Now, my challenge is to make sure we stay on time and end on time.
The toughest part.
So at this time, I'm going to introduce our evaluators one by one. Our first speaker was TM Majid Akhtar. Evaluating his speech, please welcome Toastmaster Wase Ahmed.
Can you see the timing window, Toastmaster Wase?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see.
All right. You can start.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone. Beach Luxury Hotel, and especially Toastmaster Majid. It's really good to see you back after a long time. Toastmasters, sir, just wait a minute. My voice is going up to my voice. Toastmaster Majid Akhtar was giving his speech from level 3 of effective coaching. And he told us about mediation. coming to the strong points of his speech. This strong point of his speech was he started with a strong statement. I will see you in the court. Now, this statement is used always or kind of a lot, so it was catchy, so good start. Then your hand gestures one on point. You know, when you were talking about they can route the case and other, so your hand gestures were always on the point. Use of the stage was great because you were using the whole stage, the whole point of view. You were going to your right, left, and you were engaging the audience. That was again great. Coming to your voice, had a strong voice. You were giving good time to each and every word. Your words were quite clear. Coming to the structure of your speech, it was also good because you first told us what is the situation of cases. You told us about an event, or you gave us an example of why do we need mediation, and then you told us what is mediation, and then you actually told us that why should we go for mediation. Mediation is the better way. Coming for the points for improvement, what I would say when you were using the slide, one thing is that always keep your pointers as less as possible in their length. I would say strength. The number of words should be less because that makes a reader to read them. Usually, if the sentences are too big, people don't go into the description and they avoid reading it. Another thing I saw was that your facial expression was missing. Although I know that it was an informative speech and it was given by a monotonous way. It is usually given in a monotonous way, but something about facial expression could be done because you know you are a really experienced Toastmaster, so this can be done. Another thing which I realized that you started yourself, you were quite cautious of yourself about your movements, about your words. You even repeated your points at times, but you eventually started opening up, and in the later part of speech, you were going really, really great. So overall, everything was good, but give your projects more frequently, and all the flaws will go. Thank you. Toastmasters. We generally value it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed, for your evaluation. It's so nice that you mentioned facial expressions. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Iqbal. To evaluate his speech, please welcome DTM Irfan Farooqi.
Just tell me if I am now audible to my headphones or not.
Yes, you are audible, but maybe you could be a little louder. If you speak a little louder, I think.
I'm trying to be a little louder. Now, can you hear me? All right, all right. Okay, maybe there is some problem. Okay. So, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, I have been seeing your presence in this club, and as I remember, you have come from Zenith Toastmaster Club. I would say that you being here is a great addition into Karachi Toastmaster Club. I have seen very few people who are like you, who are very humble, who are always smiling. The best thing when you are on the stage is the big smile that is always on your face. And the way you start talking, the way you talk to people, the way you deliver your speech, your vocal variety, your voice modulation, that is excellent, no doubt. Resonance that you were talking about. Again, I would say it is not important that you understand a language, you resonate with it, the message comes from heart to heart. My Bhagi's song, I've heard it so many times, and the only thing that I always remember is the tune. And I always say,
don't know what the words are, but my heart moved with them. And that is what you presented to us today. And you have very clearly said that you stand on the seaside, listen to the voice of ocean, which resonated with the voice of the land. Excellent, excellent way of communication. Message very well conveyed. And keep smiling the way you smile. However, just one suggestion that when you stand on the stage, you will moving like this. Try to stand firm and try to use the stage with positive, with all possible. Just one more thing that can add to your presentation. You think and you speak. So fluency is good for. If you do those two things, I'm sure you will be the best speaker. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Irfan Haruki. It's so nice that you mentioned the speaker's smile. Many times we ignore their facial expressions or gestures. And to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Meghwar Velaram, please welcome the club's backbone, Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Gender biasness to gender equality. What a wonderful speech. And a thought-provoking speech delivered by Toastmaster Meghwar Velaram. And I sincerely thanks to you for bringing such an important issue in your speech. We are living in such a technological world, and still we are stuck with this pathetic concept of gender biasness. A beautiful, thought-provoking speech was delivered with enthusiasm, and with great confidence, as we can feel that confidence through your vocal variety. As you were loud, you were energetic, and your vocal variety was perfectly aligned with your speech. You delivered the whole speech, okay, with amazing energy. We all were engrossed in your speech, as the speech was perfectly in chronological order. It has proper opening, proper body, and proper conclusion. Since it was a personal story, and it has some bits of humor in your speech, when you were describing that you put all the sweets in your pockets. The title was Gender Biasness to Gender Equality. Means you brought what you justice with the speech title by focusing on one topic, one story, that people were so happy on the birth of a boy, and when there was a birth of a girl, people were not able, they don't wanted to announce that. So maybe they were feeling so shame or so bad about it. There are few people who actually prove themselves and go against with the pathetic norms, and you are one of them. Since the speech, the objectives were focused about the vocal variety, you nailed in that area, but there are a few areas which I would like to suggest you should work upon. Although you use the stage quite good, but most of the time you were moving to and fro. Maybe you could use in a triangle position, like if you're starting from the middle, then you can come towards your right, and then you will left, and finally conclude your message in the middle. It's time to work upon your grammar. Since this speech, today's speech is more like a contest speech, so you need to work upon your grammar. Plus, sometimes you emphasize on some of the words and your voice become loud. You need to control on that. A wonderful speech delivered with means you have fulfilled all the objectives of the speech. Just work upon those areas of improvement, and I'm sure you will nail it in speech contest. Over to the general manager.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. I noticed that when the previous evaluator completed their evaluation, you had already taken your position as the next evaluator instead of sitting and waiting to be introduced before getting up. That's great. That saves time. And also, I like the idea that you mentioned the speaker's speech title. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed. To evaluate his speech, please welcome Toastmaster Fahim Razak, who is also our Toastmaster of the meeting.
Thank you, DTM Sir Sopras. Toastmaster Wase, his project was engaging audience with humor. And what a fitting way to start his speech. He had a humor right there and then, where he ended up slapping his 5-month-old nephew in his sleep. And that was his first day of being a babysitter. It's like slapping your boss on the first day of your job. For a babysitter, who is the boss? Basically the baby. The baby is crying and the guardian is watching it, is in trouble. And so his guardian was watching it, and that was his mom. Right? I thought you had a very synchronized body language for everything that you said, which just shows the comfort level you have on the stage, because it's not easy to focus on the content and at the same time have the body language to go with what you're saying. For example, when you woke up at 8:30 in the morning, you were like, oh, did that baby crying, you had that facial expression. You were holding the baby, you had that facial expression. You were feeding the baby, you had that facial expression. So really, really amazing body language, I must say. And your storytelling, it was a very, very simple story. What it was, baby waking up, baby feeding, baby napping. But the way you took us through that journey, it just didn't feel like very simple body language. It felt like a life journey that we worked with you. So I thought it was very, very good. And I have to say, I've seen you over the last year. You really have developed as a speaker. You seem to take on board what people say, and you seem to apply it to your next speech. So really well done on that. And again, the conclusion, it was very unusual. Nobody would have thought where you were going, but that's where you went. You went at the end of the life. You started with this start of the life, that's being a baby. And then you said, at some stage, you will be dependent on others. And you came at the end of the cycle, which was also went with the theme of the meeting, which was autumn, leaves falling and that. So once again, very well done. Just only a couple of points that I think you can perhaps factor in your next speech is just on the body language. I said you have a very strong body language, but just one or two areas that I picked up where I thought you could further enhance your body language. Okay, where you mentioned where you were saying that you were feeding the baby and you had this bottle held up, but then you had a big smile on your face, which I thought didn't go with what you were saying. So you're like, oh, I was feeding the baby, but baby wouldn't stop. And you say that. Don't smile, because audience will laugh anyway. And just one thing, that's more technical, really. Your sound, we couldn't, I think, quite hear it at the end. Your sound was also intermittent, not soft, but intermittent. We were missing some words, so I had to sit in the front to maybe just test this before the start of the speech. But as I said, you have really, really developed over the years, and I have great hopes from you as a speaker. So well done, and look forward to hearing your speeches in the future. Over to you, anybody.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Every once in a while, during the prepared speeches segment, we take a break or pause and introduce table topics for a variety of reasons. Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Fahim Razak, and Club's VP Education, Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. I would like to pause and put the evaluation on hold and have the table topics evaluator give his evaluation, and then after his evaluation, we'll continue with the remaining evaluations if this does not violate any club policy. Is that okay to do, Toastmaster Fahim Razak and DTM Talha?
Yeah, of course. In fact, it makes more sense. So, yeah.
Okay, so at this time, I would like to invite our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar, to please provide his evaluation.
Thank you, sir. All right. So TM Maria, we started with today. So TM Maria, you have great flow of thought. You in fact had proper salutation. You are already a very confident speaker. You exactly know how to organize your talks, because when you are here for the table topics, it's actually hard to organize your talk within very short span of time. You have got good voice. Stage movement was a little missing, because see, when we come to Toastmasters, we not only get the brief, but we also get to know the learning points. So stage movement, if could little be added, then obviously that is going to be marvelous, because you mainly gave your speech while sitting. So when we deliver and when we give our speeches, we try to engage our whole body in our talk as well. So next time, maybe try delivering a speech while standing. So that way we can also see your stage movement. Eye contact could have been further improved, because when we are giving the speech on camera, so we can actually look into the camera. So that way we are making an eye contact with the whole audience. So, I mean, when we are not looking at the camera, so that way we are actually avoiding the eye contact. So when we're delivering the speech to, I mean, in the online setup, then it's better to look at the camera. All right, overall great speech. TM Amir Javed, you have got good voice. You, in fact, looked nice with your messy hair. You were very cautious, but let me tell you that you look very nice in your messy hair. You, in fact, had proper salutation. You have very confident voice. You can actually play a lot with your voice modulation, because with the kind of voice you have, you, in fact, have this liberty to play a lot with your voice modulation part. That is going to make you a more powerful speaker. Your speech build-up and organization was fabulous, because like I said, it's very hard to organize your talk in very short span of time. So overall, beginning of speech, then the mid part of the speech and conclusion was so superbly done. Eye contact, like I said, when we deliver the talk in the camera, so it's better to look in the camera so that every audience is getting this impression that you, I mean, that they're being looked at by the speaker. Overall great speech. TM Qasim was the next speaker. You are very confident, have got good confident personality as well, because see, many times it's hard to stay composed, because when we lose our composure, then the whole impact of our personality goes null and void. So you very confidently face the audience. Okay, okay, so mainly you kept looking in the front. So when we are delivering our talk, when we are delivering our speech, it's better to make the connection with the audience. So it's better to have an eye contact developed, made with the audience, so that every audience is also getting engaged in the talk. Overall, you're a good speaker. Keep coming up, keep using the stage, and keep improving yourself, and keep impressing the audience. So the next speaker we had was TM Hira. TM Hira, you are a confident speaker. So, I mean, you've got very confident smile as well, because see, it's hard to bring a smile on your face when you're facing the audience, especially if you're coming from Malaysia. Is it okay? So, so it was very, very nicely done, in fact. You, in fact, your hands were a little locked in the center. So although you're a very good speaker, you've got very good voice, but when we are delivering our talk, so if we set our hand free, then we can actually bring more involvement of our hands also in the talk. So that way our speech is going to become more powerful. Overall, you are an amazing speaker, creative speaker. You know how to organize your thoughts intelligently. So eye contact and stage movement can be worked upon. So like I said, so it's better to look in the eye of every audience, so that every audience is getting engaged. So that way, when listeners are listening to us, they are paying respect to us. So when we are, as a speaker, delivering our talk, it's better to make an eye contact. So that way we are paying respect to the audience who's actually listening to us. So overall, great speech. You are already a great speaker. Keep coming up and keep impressing yourself and keep impressing us as well. So with this said and done, no. So we have, okay. I'm actually running short of time, so I'll be very quick. Dr. Saleha. Big round of applause for Dr. Saleha, because you're very courageous. It's very hard when you are little, worried. Our fear is forcing us to run out, but when we still face our fears, then we actually rise. So your courage muscle is very strong than your fear muscle. Congratulations. So keep coming. Better way to defeat your fear, is by coming again and again here. So that way you will be beating up your fear, and one day you will be surprising yourself through your talk. So you are a conference speaker, just keep showing up, and gradually the organization in the speech is going to be developed. So then TM Augustine, so let me call you a professor of public speaking. You are a public speaker. When you deliver your talk as if there is some daddy, some big gentleman of very big age, very confident personality you have. You always have very good smile. Only bring a little stage movement and voice modulation a little bit. Otherwise, you, like I said, you're a professor already. So the last speaker I had was guest Amjad. So big round of applause for TM Amjad. He spoke for the first time. First time, it's very hard to face the audience, but first time you not only stood in front of audience, but you delivered and organized your talk very nicely. So congratulations, and we would like you to become a member of this club, because every next meeting you will be getting surprised, because there are going to be ballistic speakers, and we are so happy to have you here because you yourself are ballistic speakers. So with this said and done, I would like to kind of start back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar, for your evaluation of the table topics. And now we continue with our speech evaluations. Our next speaker was DTM Irfan Farooqi. To evaluate his speech, please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid.
Excuse me, Mr. General Evaluator. I will continue the proud tradition of interruptions by the VP. Lately, they have been very rare. So actually, Toastmaster Karim Meghani has to leave, and he requested if he could go first as the evaluator. Is that okay, sir?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Can I start, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry for my apologies to all for changing schedule. DTM Tala. DTM Tala, toilet, a notebook in the toilet. When I saw the subject and the inspirational speech you're supposed to give, so I was thinking that what kind of inspiration you want to give. And then you started with chicken tikka and kebabs and parathas and everything. So you make me think about a lot of things that time. So, and I'm sure that probably the audience, whoever was listening, they all were thinking in the same direction. The story of Ferguson and coming to the restaurant at 23 years old to a restaurant, and you have a friend who is like me. I was thinking that probably that's why you asked me for the evaluation. And in the end, we are asking for a Diet Cola. Fantastic story. And I wish that, if you continued that story till this 5 to 7 minutes, because that story had so much fun. But again, the inspirational DTM that you connected with another story with the hotel, and you brought that notebook in the toilet, and the fantastic observations you did in the hotel, and then you talked about the environment and how we are doing, how we are giving statements, and we are not looking or thinking about it, that what is the right and what is wrong. So that was a fantastic way of summing it up. Your body language, I don't want to say much. You were fantastic as always. Your language was clear. Your speech was fantastic. I personally feel that both stories need 5 to 7 minutes. I didn't like the break of that comparison. That's the only comment I will give you. And that's it, that, if you continued with that speech of 5 to 7 minutes for that restaurant, it would be fantastic, because we all were engaged in that kebab and parathas. I will tell you honestly. And then when you went to the hotel, that was a fantastic story also. So that one story, that comparison brought some, and I think that, even I felt that your conclusion was abrupt. You felt that now time is shortening up, and let's sum it up. So, and it's just learning. I feel that, I will love to hear your speech. And it was a fantastic speech. It was really inspirational. The message was clear. The conclusion was clear. But I wish that if you did the paratha stories for 5 to 7 minutes and focus on that. Otherwise, fantastic. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karim Meghani, for joining us and for your evaluation. And I was wondering if, by looking at the notebook, DTM Talha bin Hamid could tell if that notebook had actually been dropped into the toilet a few times. Maybe you can add that in your next speech. Now we'll continue with our next evaluation. To evaluate the speech delivered by DTM Irfan Farooqi, please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid.
Thank you so much. Distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, you had me worried. Because when you started with that story about making the connection between two phases, it didn't sound to me like humor. It sounded to me like an educational session. In fact, I thought you were doing researching and presenting. And that's what worries me, because what you did made perfect sense to me. I would have done the same, but thanks to your speech, now I will not. You had, as always, a good and authoritative start. Although I did feel that perhaps the trouble that you had with the sound did have some impact on the usual confidence. You had good tone, good flow. Your voice has a musical flow to it, and you all experienced that today as well. What's more, your story had your particular brand of humor, which we all know as self-deprecating humor. You have settled very well into that style. And this is a learning for all of us, that whenever Toastmasters ask me that we struggle with humor, we can't figure out how to make people laugh. It is not our job to make people laugh. It is our job to seek out funny situations and put them in speeches and then see how people react. And the biggest source of funny stories is our past. None of us can claim to be so perfect that we do not have instances of stunning idiocy in our pasts. And that's what you capitalize upon, Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. So you have nailed your style of humor, and you use it to the fullest. A few improvement areas. I saw that your movement was a little bit random, and we all struggle with movement when we are facing a camera and a live audience, because we can't decide how to keep ourselves in the frame. And we all need to work a little bit better by seeing what the range of the camera is and planning our movements in advance. Actually, Zoom has taken away that incentive from us, and we need to reintroduce that back into our lives. Secondly, there were some very good occasions for vocal variety in your speech. For example, when you said that you were expecting your family to say, or your family did say, "What a marvelous job you've done." You could have said it like this: "What a marvelous job you've done." But you were strangely subdued about it. overall, great speech. You've discovered and implemented your style of humor perfectly, and a little bit more hand movement and a little bit more vocal variety would have added even more impact to your speech. So I guess being an agronomist like me doing your evaluation is poetic justice. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Talha bin Hamid, for your evaluation. Towards the end of your speech, DTM Irfan Farooqi, you mentioned the bride. I would have liked to see you show us how you made that happen. Did you walk up to that young, educated man and put the money in his pocket? Or did you drop the money next to him and said, "Hey, I see you dropped your money," and let him pick it up? Maybe next time you can add that to your speech. And now for our last evaluation, please welcome Toastmaster Majid Akhtar to evaluate speech given by Toastmaster Fiza Aziz.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, TM Fiza Aziz, wow, what a confident beginning. When you were sitting there as a and as the evaluator of yours, I was noticing a speaker who's going to be nervous, but you were such a teacher. But when you came here, it was a very confident personality, which actually certainly stood up. So I was sitting there giving her advices that do this and do that. And when she came here, then I learned that in fact I need to take advice from her. Oh, you were such a dodge. I'm telling you that. You got very confident voice. When you were speaking here, I thought as if the BBC journalist speaking in front. Wow. So you have got very good accent. You've got amazing, very confident personality, very good, powerful voice. There's that leadership, which is very evident in your voice. Ballistic speaker you are, very confident you are. So, I mean, your flow of thoughts is also very nice because it's hard to maintain the flow of thought when we are facing the audience, but the way you maintain the flow of your thought was superb. So as an evaluator, you actually gave me goosebumps. So wonderfully done. So when we come to Toastmasters, we all come to learn. So there are always certain points we can actually work on. So as a speaker, your focus was mainly centered in the camera. So which was good in the beginning because you were giving some attention to the onion audience, but there was audience here as well. So it would have been a little more better that if the eye contact would have been given to the audience who was sitting here as well. So like I said, this is a small area where you can actually work. Secondly, there was that stage movement part. That stage movement part can actually be utilized because with the way you have that God has bestowed you with the kind of voice you have, if you will engage, I mean, bring that body movement, body gestures, hand gestures in your voice as well, then you will become more artistic a speaker. So another thing which I noted that when you came here, you had that note in your hand. So I thought that you will be making use of it, but in your entire speech, you did not refer a single point from that. I mean, that hand note you had. So probably you forgot to keep it back on the table. So because of that note, you could not, bring the hand gestures inside the talk. So great speaker, great voice, great confidence. So even if sometime when we have those butterflies inside, but when the audience is not able to note that, that means that you have superbly dodged everyone. So keep coming, keep showing up. This club is a place where the champion speakers have all, this club has given a lot of champion speakers. So I can already see one public speaking entire world champion sitting here. So congratulations for completing the project.
Thank you, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar, for your evaluation. Mr. Timer, did all evaluators qualify on time?
Yes, all
Yes.
Thank you. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, please take a moment and vote for the best evaluator as soon as the voting poll appears.
And please vote
I would like to invite our facilitators for their reports. Our grammarian and word master was Toastmaster Fiza Aziz. Please welcome Toastmaster Fiza Aziz to present us with her poetic justice.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz, for calling me on the stage. As a grammarian and a word master, I have a report. So the word of the day was poetic justice, and its meaning was the revenge that is already, you can't take the revenge, but revenge has already happened. So two people have used the word. One is me, and one is Miss Rifat, Team Rifat Mubin. She used the word poetic justice, and Sir Talabin Ahmed. And my grammarian report is there were few grammar mistakes I have found and few good usages of the word. The first grammarian, my word is put on the sea view. Two policemen comes. Every couple desire have child. And then the good use of the word, which I really, really like, was ground by the nature. Spice of life. And then I feel dragged down. I feel dragged down. And then and they were words were, and our guest speakers also spoke quite well. I'm gonna pick the name. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fiza Aziz. Our counter was Toastmaster Megwar Alaram. Please welcome Toastmaster Megwar.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz. As a all counter, I noted some and the fuller words that the speaker has used as so the report is that Fahim has 2 times Amjad 3 times and 2 times use the filler words. Iqbal said 3 times and 3 times and 1 time the filler word. Amir Javed used 2 times Qasim 2 times and 2 times Hira 2 times and Augustine just 1 time and Amjid guessed 2 times Wassi 2 times and 2 times Irfan Faruqi 2 times Fizar 2 times This is all the report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Megwar. Our listener was Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed.
Thank you, General Eval. Everybody, I'm like now going to ask questions and you have to answer. What does ADR stand for?
Sorry?
What does ADR stands for? ADR.
Alternate dispute resolution.
How much time the case discussed?
20 years. 40 years now, 40 years.
40 years. Nice. How many species you need to give for 2 pathways?
32.
Correct. Of course, the DTM knows. Which run did TM Iqbal talk about? Which song did TM Iqbal talk?
Khadi Neem.
Correct. Where was TM Iqbal taken from CVU?
Police station.
What was the singer's name?
My Bhagi.
Correct. If we are not giving speeches, we are not improving. Who said this?
DTM surplus.
Correct. How old was Toastmasters Velaram when he was taken for celebration?
Yes.
Ma'am, refer is saying 7 years.
7 years. Yeah. How many children did Mr. Bisu had?
5 girls and 6 girls and 1 boy.
Five.
5 girls and 1 boy. On which festival did DTM Irfan Farooqi started working on his refrigerator?
Eid.
Which
Eid
Eid?
Eidul Azha.
Eid al-Azha.
Correct. What was the bomb called? Nuclear bomb.
Small
Little
boy.
boy.
Little boy. Since my pathway is humorous, I do not want to be serious.
Irfan Farooqi.
Irfan Farooqi. In which university did Oppenheimer pursue quantum physics?
Rizal.
No. They're not supposed to answer.
Okay.
MIT?
Massachusetts. Germany.
That's a year.
Germany. So favorite girls go.
Someone, university before German.
Already.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Which drink did Manoj like? Soft drink.
Diet Pepsi. Diet.
What was the audit firm's name DTM Tala was working about? Article. Yes? Okay. I also remembered DTM Tala and the chamber of the hotel, like from the notebook coming in the toilet. So that's from my side. That's from the Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. Please vote for the best facilitator as soon as you see the poll. My general comments. What makes Karachi Toastmasters Club so special, so unique, so successful? You know what makes it so special, unique, and successful? Look at the agenda. 8 speakers, 8 evaluations, 7 table topic speakers, and best of all, according to the timings on the agenda, the meeting is on time.
No cake cutting.
Actually, we are 5 minutes ahead of time.
Yes.
No cake cutting, sir.
You know, just like the solar eclipse that you see once in a blue moon. No one can say Karachi Toastmaster meetings always run late. If anyone says that in the future, tell them sometimes we finish the meetings ahead of time. The quality of the speeches, great speeches. We learned something. We also were entertained. And especially DTM Irfan Farooqi, most of the time I hear your speeches, a lot of value, but they are not based on engaging humor style speeches. Today you showed us another side of you, just like Toastmaster Fahim Razak mentioned lighting up fireworks. And you told us how you burned up the electric meter. So the two of you can get together sometimes at a restaurant and exchange your firework stories. I would like to invite our guests for their comments. So I'll start with online and then we'll move on to the guests that are present at Beach Luxury Hotel. Toastmaster Amir Javed, if you're available, you're welcome to provide brief comments about your impression of the meeting.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Journal Evaluator. It was my honor to be in this meeting today. I heard some very, very good speeches, and I love the table topics as well. They were a bit challenging, but they were very well selected, and it went with the theme as well. So thanks a lot for having me here. It's an honor to hear all these good speeches, and I'm lucky to have been invited through the events. So thank you, DTM Tala, for this effort, and thank you everyone for giving me such a good evening and such good speeches and evaluations. It's a great take home. I am working right now, but I took a break from my regular work to be in this Toastmaster meeting, and that's what we usually do. So I have no regrets, and I'm very happy, and thank you all again.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amir Javed, for joining us and also for participating in the table topics. Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, you are a member, but unfortunately, you did not have an opportunity to speak today, but you're welcome to say a few words.
Oh, thank you very much. It is indeed unfortunate. DTM Tala is responsible for this unfortunateness. He stopped me not to speak today, and I had no choice but to follow him. But it is always good to be a part of this wonderful gathering. I was really enjoying it while I was here. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for inviting me for my comments. Over to you, honey.
Thank you, appreciate it. And now we would like to invite our guests at Beach Luxury Hotel, if they would please come forward one at a time.
Yeah.
And provide us with some comments. Our guests include Augustine, Qasim Akhtar.
Yes, please come on the stage and share your
Hira,
thoughts.
Amjad, Ali, Nazir, and Dr. Salia.
They're coming.
All the guests are requested to please join us on the stage.
Yes.
Yes, please. Please join us on the stage.
Let's stay on time.
Can I start?
Yes.
I am very new to Toastmaster. At this age, only 2 months, Dr. Fazal took me to Toastmaster, and then Augustine to Zenith, and now three times their chart CA. This is my very good experience at this age, starting at this age.
Okay, this was my second meeting that I attended. The first meeting I attended was at Toastmaster, and as a guest again, but this time again as a guest, it was my second meeting. So I had a wonderful time. I think I met a great group of people, like who are very, very professional. And I think it's a great place to not only be good, like not only learn how to speak well, not only learn how to gain more confidence, but also it's a great session where you can actually network with a lot of people. And networking is also one of the greatest assets one should have. So I would say I had a really great time, and I'm looking forward to more.
So I had a great time, and as General Evaluator TM Sarfraz mentioned already, that it is the USP of Karachi Toastmasters Club, that they have like 8 speakers and more table topic speakers as well. So I think yes, this was the best thing that I had to, I got a chance to learn from more people here. Yes, I intend to keep coming again.
So today is my first experience at any forum of Toastmaster. So It was overall a good experience. I have learned some different aspect dynamics of public speaking and communicating with different people. So overall, it's one of the best experience of my life.
Sir, we are done. I believe all the guests have, yeah, we are done.
Okay, so I guess our area director is not there.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes.
Thanks to all our guests for joining us. Go ahead, Mr. Area Director.
2020, and I've been hearing a lot about the Karachi Toastmasters. Today, it was a wonderful experience. I have noticed whatsoever they teach, they practice also. And ultimately, it is producing a nursery of international winners, speakers, as well as runner-ups. And the way they are inspiring to everybody. So this is a great time I had with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The guests are welcome to join us whenever they can. And we would also welcome if they decide to become members of KTC. At this time, DTM Talha, if you are ready with the announcement of the winners.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have not got enough vote for best before. Rest I can announce. And let me take the liberty to announce that I won't end the meeting until I have enough votes. So everyone get on it. So yes, that's more like it. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a few seconds. Okay. So we'll start with the best prepared speaker and collating all the in-person votes. Best prepared speaker. Just give me a second. Like best prepared speaker goes by one vote to myself. So congratulations. Best table topics goes to our guest, Amjad Ali. Best facilitator is no surprise. It traditionally goes to the listener, and today is no different. And best evaluator goes to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Wow.
And yes, and Toastmaster Fahim Razak wins another award for best big four. So
Congratulations to all. And thank you, DTM Talha bin Hamid. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests for joining us. It was a great meeting, and we look forward to seeing you once again next week. Until then, Allah Hafiz.
Sir, critics' choice, sir.
The meeting is now officially adjourned.
Sir.
Critics choice, you didn't announce.
And
DTM sir, you did not
before
announce.
before our host cuts the meeting off, you're welcome to stick around, chit chat, or make announcements. To DTM Talha, if you want to ask someone to be the team out for next week.
Yeah. So, okay, who would like to book a speech slot? And who would like to be the Toastmaster of the day?
I say Toastmaster Asghar has his hand raised.
That for speech, okay. Who else? Okay. The usual suspects? Okay. You, sir, would you like to make a speech? Okay. Oh, So then you're joining us then. All right, great.
Wow.
Wow.
So, sorry,
Mara.
guest. Yeah. We have our guest as anyone else, and I'm also looking for Toastmaster of the day. So, yes, we've already got 3 speakers, and Toastmaster Imran Rana is speaking. Yes, of course he is. Like, it's been 4 weeks since. Toastmaster Fahim, I recall you looking at speech slot for next week.
Right, sure. Let me
Let me just write it down. Okay, who would like to be the Toastmaster of the day? Any takers? Oh, Toastmaster Iqbal. Toastmaster Iqbal has taken a few seconds before you. Yeah, TMO. Okay, great, sir. Thank you, DTM Sarfraz. Perhaps you could also announce the Critics' Choice.
Yes, the Critics' Choice Awards. Third place goes to Toastmaster Meghwar Velaram. Critics' Choice Award, second place, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. And the first place in the Critics' Choice Award, Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid.
Thank you so much, sir. And just a reminder, everyone, about our contest. Of course, we'll have a meeting on the 1st of November, and we'll have our table topics and evaluation contest for the 5th of November on Sunday. Yeah. So everybody, every member, everyone who's a member or becomes a member is eligible to apply. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. President. And see you very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ritim Irfan. Thank you, Azul.
Thank you for all.